Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager 24, episode 2 of the Brawn GP, take 2, because the first season went so badly. This one has started slightly better, no points on the board just yet, but neither have our V-Carb Red Bull, as we're calling them. Daniel Ricciardo came 12th, and Ollie Bearman with a damaged front wing soldiered on and finished 22nd in Bahrain. There is nothing to report since the last episode. We have done absolutely nothing. We're ready to dive in to Saudi Arabia, get to Jeddah and get this done. As you can see, next week the underfloor design is going to be complete. Then we have a new chassis and a new front wing coming because we are currently in a new ATR period. So that's the only thing to really talk about, is that we are also designing a chassis. That was the one we did, the front wing and the underfloor, and we have a chassis coming as well. So 3 improvements coming to the car, hopefully to speed it up a little bit. But I think Saudi Arabia, very tight circuit, street circuit, very fast. I don't know. How good's our car around Saudi Arabia? Current overall ranking for Saudi Arabia. Crucial is medium speed cornering, recommended good top speed, good DRS effectiveness. I don't think we have either of them. 13th and 9th for top speed and DRS effectiveness. Medium speed cornering is 11th and 12th, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. 11th and 12th, yes. Low speed cornering, 17th, 18th. That's not too bad here. High speed's pretty good. Tyre preservation and engine cooling, not too bad. We're pretty much bang average on everything in the grid, aren't we? Average on the grid is these little markers, and we're just above average on engine cooling, below or above average tyre preservation, just below dirty air. High speed, we're pretty average. Medium speed, just below, and low speed, just below. DRS effectiveness, just below. Top speed, just below as well. Now, medium speed, the rear wing is the best. Bollocks, I should have paid attention to that. Low speed is the front wing, which we are improving, so hopefully we can get that done. Right, we're going to just go pick up little bits of money when we can. 14th and 18th, that's what we've got to remember. I'll do practice. We'll be back for qualifying. Okay, back for qualifying in Jeddah. Not a great setup for Daniel Ricciardo. 87%, 94% though for Ollie Bearman. So he's in very good stead at the moment. And we just need to make sure that we put back in our car parts that we want to be using in the race, because we're getting into this habit early on in this save. That is the plan. Do this early on and then remember to do it all the way through, and hopefully we should be able to extend these car parts throughout the year. Maybe another ERS. I think that's potentially the one we'll have to take later on in the season, but we are ready to go for qualifying in Jeddah, so let's get into it. Q1, both drivers got into Q2 last time. The track is green, says Pierre Hamlin, as we've got some people going out straight away. Should we match them? Who's gone out? Leclerc, Russell, Alonso and Bottas. I think we're going to do the classic wait for the Red Bulls, and we're going to follow them around. Iwasa, Magnussen comes out. Leclerc starts his final step. Albon's out. He's going to get in the way of some people there. Norris is out. Perez is out. Right, we're going to go here, as Perez is obviously one of the Red Bulls. Oh, we've lost all lighting. Excellent. Lovely, lovely stuff. That was weird. Why is it telling me to hide UI? That was very strange. Right, and then we'll send Ollie Bearman out there just behind Esteban Ocon, and we'll see how this goes. Danny Ricciardo, I think, is going to get a good bit of fresh air here. Verstappen's only just come out in front of him, and Danny Ricciardo is going to go into 9th. Not too bad. He'll push down a little bit because Verstappen is doing a quick lap. Bearman goes 12th. We are waiting on Sainz to put in a time. Verstappen just has. Stroll will probably go quicker than us. Yeah, we should be into Q2, but if we carry on like that, I don't think we're going to get out of Q2, to be honest. We shall see. Oh, there is going to be a little bit of a gap here. We're going to take a bit of a risk. We're going to get Sainz go past, and then we're going to send out Ollie Bearman there and see if these guys can improve their time. Danny Rick goes first. Can he set a green sector 1? Yes, he can. That's very nice. Green sector 1, green sector 2. P11 for Danny Rick. He's on the bubble for P10. It could be good. Danny Bearman goes green, yellow, yellow, so probably hit some traffic. But it looks like both drivers are going to be through. Shouldn't have said nothing. Ollie Bearman's 19th, which isn't too bad. He's got to finish 18th in the race, and hopefully being right at the back, he'll avoid some of the action into the first few corners. Daniel Ricciardo actually in 13th, so You could say both drivers underperforming there, but Daniel Ricciardo does get through to Q2. The lighting in the background is horrendous. I might have to reset the game in a minute. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Danny Rick into Q2. We'll set the first time on the used set of tyres and see how this goes. But luckily the lighting in here is okay. Let's send Danny Ricciardo out straight away on his used set. Now if we come in here, hopefully... Okay, the track is looking fine in terms of graphics, so that's cool. Right, Danny Rick is out and about doing his first lap on those used tyres. I'm sure it's not going to be very good, but it will be decent to set a banker lap on the used set as we're just catching Alonso and Nico Hülkenberg, and Ricciardo goes fastest. Come on! Obviously, no one else has set a time. Okay, we're sending Danny Rick out a little bit earlier than to be expected for his fast lap, so... hopefully he doesn't hit too much traffic, and he's got a good bit of fresh air here. He's going to catch Albon, but he catches him on a good area, and Tsunoda, and he goes 11th. So Danny Rick's best lap puts him in 11th. He's not far off that safety point, but Tsunoda is in there, and that is a little bit irritating. So Danny Rick is out in Q2. We're not going to go again. It looks like he's probably going to be 14th, because I imagine Piastri is going to improve as he flies up. Yeah, 14th behind Albon, Tsunoda and Lance Stroll. So Q3 looked like this then. Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Norris, Piastri. Verstappen is all the way down in 6th. Alonso, Hamilton, Russell and Nico Hülkenberg up there in 10th with a good lap. Stroll, Tsunoda, Albon and Ricciardo. Sargent, Bottas, Magnussen, Ocon, Behrman, Iwasa, Guan Yu Zhou and Pierre Gasly make up the grid. But that is that done. I will figure out the strategies that we want to utilise, and then... why is our garage in the pitch black? I don't understand it. I'll figure out the strategies and we'll be back for the race. Okay, right, we're going for a couple of very different strategies here for the guys. Oliver Behrman down in 19th. We're going to go for a one-stopper. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but he's going to go on the mediums to about a halfway point and then on the hards to finish pushing them a little bit. And for Ricciardo, we're going on the softs, try and make up some places, get in towards the points early on by pushing some softs, get on the mediums, get back on some softs and see how we do. An early safety car would completely ruin Oliver Behrman's strategy, but here we go into Jeddah, into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Let's see how we get on, and I don't know, I'm not expecting very much. I think I'm going to tell Ollie Behrman just to chill, like no heavy defending, no heavy aggressive overtaking, get the car round and try and depend. Look like that Mercedes there, whoever the hell that is, had a terrible start, but I do think we are going to go low, rarely defend for Ollie Behrman. Just get the car round and don't worry about it. Danny Rick, I think we can let him do what he needs to. We've got something straight away. Yellow, there is a yellow flag, but I don't know why. Danny Rick is still in 14th and Oliver Behrman's still in 19th, so nothing's really changed there, to be honest. I don't know why it gave us that sort of clip as if it was going to go back to a replay, but it didn't. There are still a few little bugs in this game, which you think they would have ironed out by now. But having a look at strategies, it's all softs for the front runners up until Danny Ricciardo. Sargent is starting on the hards, which is a brave choice. And then Bottas, Magnussen, mediums, Ocon on softs, Behrman, Iwasa and Zhou on mediums, and Gasly on the soft. So a little bit of a mixed strategy is happening here as Danny Ricciardo might look up the inside of Logan Sargent early on. No, it's actually Alex Albon in front of him. Sorry, Sargent is behind, but Danny Ricciardo having a little look. Can't quite get this done. Let's jump into helicopter cam, see if we can get a better view of what is happening here in the fast circuit that is Jeddah, where normally you'd probably get a safety car because, yeah, you know, there's incidents, isn't there? Lots of people crash all the time in the narrow street circuit of Jeddah. It is difficult to get past as well, so Ollie Behrman's one stop may work. It may work, but you can see Danny Rick right on the back. His tyres are just starting to overheat, so bring those temperatures down a little bit. He's going to go for the move. He's getting closed out by Alex Albon. Can't quite get it down. We'll get Ollie Behrman's tyres in as well as Behrman overtakes Esteban Ocon. So he's got his first move done, diving down the inside. A lovely move from Ollie Behrman there, and he makes it stick. Just squeezes Esteban Ocon out and tucks in behind the Haas. Good move from Ollie Behrman. One lap down, on to lap 2. Let's start just getting this all into position. Don't need to push anything too much. Let's see what we can do. So Danny Rick is behind Alex Albon. I think we're going to keep him in neutral. Ollie Bearman is in DRS of Sargent as well, so I think he should be fine on neutral to try and get that move done. He's overtaken Bottas as well. The boy is on fire. So he's going into turn 4. Oh, Bottas just got a terrible exit out of there, and easy. Well done, Ollie. And the moves keep coming for Brawn as Danny Rick passes on the inside past Alex Albon into the high-speed corners. A lovely move. And our Brawn boys are flying because Ollie Bearman has passed Albon as well. That's Danny Rick, and that is Ollie Bearman passing passing Alex Albon for a great move. And we are up into 13th and 14th. We've had a crash involving multiple cars, and one of them is Ollie Bearman, and again it's with Valtteri Bottas. As he's going round the outside, Bottas clips him, pushes him into the wall. And I think Bearman's out. I think Bearman is out. And he's got major front wing damage. He's got no front end. He's going to have to come in. Oh, okay. So we're going to have to replace the front wing. What do we do for strategy for him here? I guess we just go on to the hard tyres. And or do we go? No, let's go on to the softs. We're going to go off-piste. Onto the softs. Ollie Bearman. I mean, he's still not right at the back. He is actually still battling with Alex Albon, I think, there. Which is Bottas is given a time penalty. Thank you for that, the adjudicators. I think Ollie Bearman, yeah, it happened just after the start-finish straight. But Bottas is going to get a 5-second time penalty for causing that incident and squeezing Ollie Bearman into the wall. So unlucky for Ollie Bearman. He's going to have to pit, get a new front wing, and start and basically come into the back of this race and hopefully make a difference. It's going to be tough for him. It's going to be very, very tough, but we'll see what he can do. At the moment, he's holding off Alex Albon. I think Albon will get past him, but let's see if we can see Ollie Bearman's damage on his front wing. Yeah, you can see there that front wing is absolutely mullered on this side. You can just see it. So, damn, Valtteri Bottas is enemy number 1 in this save so far. He is enemy number 1. So here comes Bearman then into the pits. He's going to fly into this high-speed S and then slam the brakes on to make sure he's within the speed limit. And he is going to tumble to the back again in this Grand Prix. But you never know. We're keeping him in it. We're not retiring the car because there is a chance that another safety car will happen and he'll be coming straight back into it. Why? There we are. Say, why is that front tyre not going on? But it was just a graphical issue. He does have apparently some other damage on the car, so we'll have a quick look at that when he comes out of the pits and see what he's got. It's probably like underfloor. With the damage that happened, maybe underfloor and rear wing is suspension and chassis, both with a bit of minor damage. So he's going to be pretty slow, but we're going to see how these go. We'll just let him stay out there on the soft tyre and run his own sort of race yet again for Ollie Bearman. Such bad luck. 2 races into the season, 2 damaged front wings, both incidents with Valtteri Bottas. That is very annoying. So Nico Hülkenberg has just pit in front of Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo moves up to 11th, 5 seconds off the team in front. We need someone up there to have a bad pit stop and sort of open a window of opportunity for us. But Ricciardo will be in at the end of this lap. Ollie Bearman has closed the gap to Pierre Gasly and Iwasa and Zhou in front of him, but yeah, we're just going to let him do his thing at the back, I think, Ollie Bearman. He's just been very unlucky in the last 2 Grand Prix, and I'm hoping that it doesn't knock his confidence too much. Obviously, he knows he's the second driver to Daniel Ricciardo, so yeah, you know, there's learning to be had, but I'm feeling more positive about this season, and it's just picking up points when we can and making sure we've got enough money to buy components and not put ourselves into unmanageable debt. That is the key. But Daniel Ricciardo is coming into pit. He's about halfway through this lap now. He'll be coming into pit at the end of this one for a fresh set of mediums. And here he is crossing the speed line in the pits. Tsunoda pits in front of him, who doesn't seem to have an issue. Tsunoda seems to get away pretty well there and pulls out in front of us. A good stop for the V-Car Red Bull team. Then as Daniel Ricciardo's stop does go pretty well, 2.7, 0.2 of a second quicker than the stops that we had in Bahrain. Focus on reaction time and no full throttle before pit exit. There you go. We're going to come out in front of Logan Sargent, I think, and tuck in behind the heinous villain that is Bottas, and we have no tyres. This is a known issue in some of the in some of the views, but yet we are hovering on no tyres. Okay, so we still have no tyres on our car, but we have passed Esteban Ocon and are up to 14th, quite a way off K-Mag in front. You can just see him in the distance there, who has a big gap to his teammate Hulkenberg. Tsunoda has dropped out of the top 10, which is good for us at the moment, as Bottas has locked up. Oliver Bearman is actually up to 18th now, so he's not doing too bad. Obviously, he's got a bit more worn tyres than everybody else, but the guys are doing okay. Daniel Ricciardo especially doing a good job up in 14th. Weird to see that he doesn't have any tyres on. Who else has pitted? Tsunoda pitted. He doesn't have tyres on either. Bottas has pitted. He doesn't have tyres on. So, yeah, this could be quite interesting. I know there is a way to get rid of it, which is doing a mid-race save and coming back in. So I might just do that to clear this bug. But then I think when they pit in again, the same bug is probably going to happen. So Frontier, sort that out, because that is quite ridiculous that doing a pit stop can cause your car to come out graphically with no tyres on it, and it looks ridiculous. This looks like a spaceship trying to take on a Haas. And now our spaceship has DRS as the rear wing opens. He's coming through trying to get the space. Can he get the move done? It's great defending from K-Mag, to be fair. He's defending with his life. But it looks like Daniel Ricciardo may have some space into turn 1 and gets the move done. Well done, Danny Rick. That one, you can see 8 seconds off Nico Hulkenberg. Stroll is in the pits. He drops down as Magnussen comes into box after that good defending from him there. But yeah, it looks really weird when there's no tyres on the car. That is really strange. And because it looks so strange, I did save and reload, and we are back in with tyres on the car, which is good for Daniel Ricciardo, to be honest, as Ollie Bearman is just coming down the start-finish straight. He's actually overtaken Magnussen and Ocon as well. So yeah, at the moment, no real incidents other than the fact that Bearman and Bottas had that coming together where Bottas got a 5-second time penalty. But yeah, Danny Rick up in 13th, Tsunoda back up into 10th, Hulkenberg and Stroll in there. But the field is quite spread out, so it's a little bit weird, this race in Jeddah at the moment. Oh, we've got a red flag. I don't know why. It's not Danny Ricciardo, but it looks like Gasly, Iwasa and Zhou have had a massive collision as Iwasa and Zhou are out. And you can see it here. This is Pierre Gasly. There's an incident in front. Oh, my word. It must be Zhou has hit the V-carb Red Bull. But it's a red flag. This gets Ollie Bearman a chance. It gives Daniel Ricciardo a chance. And everybody will be starting from the pit lane. We've got a graphical issue there as well, looking at the Alpine garage, which was in pitch black darkness. So 40 seconds we've got. That doesn't sit, it must be 40 minutes. But yeah, Bearman down in 21st, Ricciardo in 13th. What are we going to do from here? Does everyone just whack on the hards and go to the end? I wish you could click on the strategy thing. We can't put on another set of mediums. They won't make. Well, maybe they will. We put these on in 16, lap 16, and we're currently on lap 25, 6, 7, 8. So 10 laps, and we are at 65%. They're at 70%, so they could do 31 laps apparently. And we are on lap 28 of 50. So we have what, 22 laps to go? No, we don't. We have, yeah, 22 laps to go. 22 laps to go. They can do 32 laps, but there's no way we can get 32 laps out of those softs. Pushing them, we got what, 16? So you'd have to double that. The hards can do 61 laps. They're much slower. Ideally, you need a set of mediums. You need a set of mediums. Do we try and drag out the softs? Can they do it for 22 laps? I just don't think they can. I think we're going to have to go hards for Danny Rick and just push the crap out of them. And see, look, Ollie Bearman has a set of mediums, which I think will get to the end. So we will put those mediums on. Bearman actually did very well to avoid that. So, okay. We've made our selections. I've taken a gamble with Daniel Ricciardo. Softs up front. Mainly hard, so I think we made the right decision. But those mediums for Ollie Bearman should make it all the way around. The hards can make it all the way around. We've now got lots of extra fuel even though we underfueled the car. So let's see what Daniel Ricciardo can do. He's in 13th. He's getting squeezed out. Iwasa gets a 10-second time penalty, even though he's out of the race. Ollie Behrman at the back does still have that damage, which is a bit unfortunate for him. But we'll just let him do his race as Sargent gets in front of him. He actually only needs one more person to drop out and he'll get the bonus money, which is what he's racing for at the moment. But Danny Rick up to 12th on the back of Lewis Hamilton on this restart. And what are the tyre compounds in front? Hamilton on the hards, Stroll on the mediums, Russell, Norris on hards, Leclerc, Piastri and Verstappen on hards. Perez, his teammate, has gone softs out in front. Wow, they think Sergio Perez can get those softs till the end. That will be mightily impressive, as nearly as impressive as Danny Ricciardo here. Having a look at Lewis Hamilton, but not managing to get past at the moment. Let's put his ERS battle assist back on, because he is deep in some battles right now. And he's just tucking in behind Lewis Hamilton. This is where Jeddah gets so dangerous, where you got cars going like too wide into every corner. If we get past Hamilton, we're up into 11th, and there's a chance of points. A sniff. A sniff. Come on, Daniel. Make those moves. I believe in you. This is your race. This is your race. Get it done. Into the final corner of the first lap since the restart. That red flag causing some issues. What can Daniel Ricciardo do? It looks like Lewis is just starting to pull away. But we are gaining, apparently. We are gaining. Lewis Hamilton is there slamming on the brakes. Ricciardo stopping in time. It certainly is entertaining here in Jeddah. This race is being good. Ollie Behrman is battling with Valtteri Bottas. Let's just quickly check in with that as Ollie Behrman goes up the inside. He's going to get his revenge on Valtteri Bottas. Well done, Ollie Behrman. Just stick with that and try and catch up to Sargent as well. And you will be fine, my son. You will be fine. He can stay on those mediums till the end of the race as well. Doesn't have to worry about him too much. But Ollie Behrman gets some revenge on Valtteri Bottas. And you absolutely love to see that. You really do. There's Daniel Ricciardo still in this battle with Lewis Hamilton. 20 laps to go in Jeddah. So we're going to have an interesting race on our hands from here on in, I think. Lots of potential spots, like switching of places. Yuki Tsunoda finds himself up in 7th, which is incredibly good for the Japanese V-carb driver. Norris is behind him. Stroll can't get away from Hamilton, but is right on the back of Hamilton's teammate, George Russell. And Verstappen and Perez are battling up front, although Verstappen has got past his teammate. Already over a second back to Sainz, who's got a second back to Piastri, who's just being overtaken by Leclerc. Alonso is 2 seconds behind them under pressure from Tsunoda, who is on the soft. So Tsunoda might have to pit again as Danny Rick has got past Lewis Hamilton. We just saw the end of it there as Behrman's overtaken Sargent as well. He is on fire, and I've not been paying attention to the ERS management, so that is going to hurt the drivers later on. But Danny Rick is making moves, and he is up into 11th place. Do we keep him on high aggression, even though it could cause a few more issues later on in the race? But yeah, right on the back of George Russell, who is the slower in-game of the two Mercedes drivers. So this could be a very interesting battle happening here. And Ollie Behrman up into 17th, recovering really well from that earlier incident with Valtteri Bottas. The red flag helping him out massively. Getting him on these mediums is brilliant. It's a brilliant way for the strategy to plan out for him. But it is going to be tough to keep Sargent and Bottas behind, I think, as the race carries on. But we will just keep an eye on him, see how he does. He's doing very well, given that he's got damage to his car and had a really bad incident squeezed into the wall by Valtteri Bottas early on. But at the moment, Danny Rick is our man to look at. And he is, I think, still right on the back of George Russell, who doesn't have DRS. He's lost Lance Stroll. So this is probably going to turn into a three-way battle for 10th. Because I think as we get past Russell, Hamilton will pass him as well, and then we'll all just be DRS swapping for quite a while. So I do think we can just put that down into medium as he gets this move done. Lovely move there. We're not going to get too much charge out of this, but can we get onto the back of Lance Stroll, as there is Sargent overtaking Ollie Behrman and Bottas as well? So short-lived glory there for Ollie Behrman. He did do a good job, but yeah, couldn't make it stick. It's unlucky. As well, Ricciardo stays in front into the high braking zone, so I am going to get him to deploy out of here and see if we can just put the foot down a little bit and pull away. I don't think we're going to be able to. We need to try and get as much distance between us and those Mercedes before we get to the DRS zone, but I don't think that's going to be possible. It's going to have to use all of our battery and just try and get them out of DRS. It's not quite working. 0.7. If we can drop some battery out of this corner, that would be very, very useful. As he's coming through, it should deploy a little bit as he comes out. It's 0.5. That hasn't worked as I would have liked, so they're still going to have DRS. And yeah, we just have to see how he goes defending that. But Behrman is, you know, he's still there. He is still there. He is still trying his hardest to stay up with Valtteri Bottas. But I think that damage is just a little bit too much for him. He is gaining on him, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Valtteri Bottas on the hard tyres, so can push a little bit more. But as I said, if Behrman gets the car round, it only needs one more person to hit a wall, and Behrman will be picking up his bonus points. As you can see, Daniel Ricciardo coming under pressure from the two Mercedes, not having much battery to utilise, and that, I don't mind that too much, because it means he will get DRS coming out of here. Actually, he might not even get it out of here, because I think he was in front at the corner. But yeah, we'll see. George Russell getting through. And yeah, the two drivers behind. The best that we can hope for here is that Hulkenberg is boxed in. Hulkenberg goes for the lunge up the inside, but Danny Rick defends it very well indeed. Well done, Daniel. Oh, we've got a safety car. Why? What's happened to cause a safety car? It's Ollie Behrman. It's Ollie Behrman. He's lost all grip. Is he out? He's out. He's out. His tyres have gone. He's got suspension chassis front wing damage. He's ruined two front wings. Well, he's ruined one. Valtteri Bottas obviously ruined another one for him. Now the softs probably could get 15 laps. They probably could get 15 laps. You probably could get 15 laps, but we'll come out. We will come out last. He's got a mechanical fault, apparently. That's a lie. He's just crashed. Sargent. Oh, that bug is back. Now, do we pit onto soft tyres, or do we just stick on the hards and get them round? I think we stick on the hards. I don't think anyone else is going to pit, so I think we're going to stick on the hards. Alright, so the safety car is ending this lap, and I've also realised what sort of a sick joke it was when I said only one person needs to crash out and Ollie Behrman gets the point, gets his bonus money. Unless, of course, it's Ollie Behrman that crashes out. That is an issue, isn't it, when Ollie Behrman crashes out? And that happens. When is Max Verstappen going to go? He's going to go soon, so let's get this ready and go. And we're going to get those tyres on attack. It is a green flag, so we're just waiting for the leader to go. Danny Rick is still on aggressive. Now let's get him back into aggressive. It worked well for him before. Here is Verstappen going at the green flag, so we'll go back and look at our driver Danny Rick and see what he can do. As in front of him is Stroll and Russell. You sort of feel like there's a chance. You feel like there is a chance. Stroll on the 79% medium tyres. We've got a little bit more wear than George Russell, but not too much. So let's see if Daniel Ricciardo can make a move from this safety car restart caused by his teammate Oliver Behrman. It's Lance Stroll that's out. He's now caused a red flag in Saudi Arabia. Absolute drama. And Daniel Ricciardo threaded the needle. Unbelievable. So another red flag, and Daniel Ricciardo is up into 9th. And he threaded the needle there. Absolutely threaded. We will put the soft tyres on now. Yeah, they can get like 32 tyres apparently. So 32 laps. There's only 10 laps to go, or 11 laps to go. So the soft tyres going on a fresh set of softs. I expect to see that all across the board. But that pushes Daniel Rick into the points, which is very exciting. Just got to get the car around. How he threaded it through that incident, I do not know. But we are down to 15 cars, I think, potentially. We've got that on full. We're pushing these as well. They can get to the end. We'll just have to manage the tyre temperature. But we are down to 16 cars here. 16 cars. Danny Rick in 10th has already lost the position. That's annoying, isn't it, to Nico Hulkenberg? But he should have the inside here to get it back. And he does. And if he can get Yuki Tsunoda at any point, that would be lovely. Stroll gets a time penalty, which you're not going to see into effect because he is Yeah, well, he's out of the race, isn't he? But he took out George Russell, and Daniel Ricciardo threaded the eye of a needle in that incident. That was impressive driving from the Aussie, who we've trusted with the lead seat at Brawn. We're in 9th. There's chance of points. We're sitting behind the V-carb of Yuki Tsunoda, and our cars are pretty evenly matched. I think they're a little bit quicker than us, but we'll have to see how this happens. We're going to be manufacturing some components, I think, at this rate as well. I think Ollie Behrman may need a front wing to be manufactured for him, but the impressive Brawn car on the track, it looks impressive, and Daniel Ricciardo is definitely driving it in an impressive fashion as well. We've got him on aggressive for overtakes. He's going to try and make some moves. What can he do here? He's right on the back of Yuki Tsunoda, trying to give it a go with 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Yuki Tsunoda is already over a second behind Lando Norris, so won't have DRS. So I think we can sit behind and say we don't have to deploy our battery. That DRS is going to open, and then we'll have to utilise our battery to try and catch Lando. That is what we want. It did say Tsunoda's just got back in. So if we go on board with Daniel Ricciardo, yeah, Yuki Tsunoda's rear wing is open. So he is going to get the DRS. He's obviously just made up that gap to Lando Norris. But that McLaren's going to be so much faster than this V-carb that I think Danny Rick is going to be in a good position. His tyres are getting a little bit too hot, so we're just going to ease the temperature off them a little bit. 11 kilograms extra of fuel, man. I could have really underfueled the car, but no worries there. Everyone's going to be in a similar boat with fuel. Everyone's going to be heavy and not enjoying life at the moment, but we do have 100% battery for when we need it, and I feel like Daniel Ricciardo can manage this, and then at the end we'll see where we are with battery and see what we can do. And Danny Rick has got past Yuki Tsunoda into the last corner actually, and now we do need to really push away and see if we can extend our gap. Let's take ERS battle off, and I want him to just deploy. Oh, there is Tsunoda coming back, and he's got it done, Yuki Tsunoda. But can Daniel Ricciardo do it into this? He did get better traction. He's got the deployment done. 2 seconds. Yuki Tsunoda where's he finding that pace from in acceleration? That is crazy. But Daniel Ricciardo wins it back again. Is this battle going to carry on forever? No, Daniel Ricciardo is now in front, and he is going to be deploying his battery for pretty much all of this lap. And we're going to push the tyres to really go as fast as we can, because we have to close that gap to Lando Norris. Otherwise, we are a sitting duck by not having DRS in this battle at all. So hopefully Norris is getting held up by Alonso, and we can try and just close this. The tyres are overheating a little bit, but we just need to push. We need to push 0.5, 0.6. Yuki's going to get in the DRS zone in a minute and close that gap. Here he comes. You can already tell because the DRS is open. It closes so quickly. But Daniel's done a decent job. It'll be this second DRS zone, I think, where Yuki Tsunoda gets us. We're going to have to just ease off the battery a little bit. I don't want him to crash with hot tyres. So I think we ease the off, and we're going to see how this goes. We're in the points. Norris has now been overtaken by Alonso. Tsunoda does get past us on the outside, and I think Tsunoda's going to get the DRS because he would have got that done after the detection, I think. We shall see. Now, we've got the DRS, so that's okay. We can close up on Yuki Tsunoda. Keep an eye on our tyre temperatures, and I think this battle will be going till the end of the race between us and Yuki. So Hulkenberg has overtaken Daniel Ricciardo, but we are in front of Yuki Tsunoda. But I think we can get Hulkenberg back. I think we've got enough about us to get this position done with 3 laps to go. Hamilton has stormed through out of nowhere and got it done. 52% tyres of him. You can see people are pushing a lot harder than us. So we've saved a bit more tyre to the end of the race, and now we are absolutely going for it as Nico Hulkenberg is making that car as wide as possible around the streets of Jeddah. He's doing a really good job defensively, Nico. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo should get this done in the next DRS zone, which will be a little bit annoying, to be honest. We're just going to harvest up, because if he gets it done here, then Nico will get the DRS in the next one. If he doesn't get it done here, I'm not too worried, but it does look like he's going to squeeze past. And let's see who is going to have the inside. We do get the inside, so back up into neutral. We'll keep it on the RS battle assist. We can close into Hamilton, but 3 seconds is quite a lot now. The drivers at the top are still changing. Hulkenberg comes back with DRS, and that's what I was worried about in this thing. But 2 laps to go. Oh my word, is that Alex Albon sneaking up on the inside, putting us out the points? That's annoying. That's very annoying. Come on, Daniel. Max Verstappen starts his final lap as we are coming around the final corner. Both Albon and Ricciardo looking for a move on Nico Hülkenberg, but they can't get it done. And yeah, into the final lap we go then. So we will have DRS here, and we're going to deploy. And we're going to absolutely fly past Nico Hülkenberg. There shouldn't be any questions about that, as we're both catching on Alex Albon as well. We get a bit of charge into that battery. We're going to deploy it. Come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel. Squeeze up the inside. He does squeeze up the inside. We can sit behind Alex Albon now in the final lap. We are in a points-paying position. We will have DRS, and we can try and get Alex Albon in a run to the line. So we shouldn't be deploying too much over here as Ricciardo overtakes Hülkenberg, who's half a second behind us now. And we just need to keep pace with Alex Albon. It's 4/10 to the Thai British driver right now. He's deploying his battery because he wants to try and pull away. So we're going to match him. And then we're just going to sit in his DRS and slipstream and use that suck of his car to pull us closer and hopefully give us what we need. Now we need to have a little bit of battery remaining for the final run to the line. You need that in Saudi. That is crucial. Yeah, don't worry about the tyres. It's the final quarter of the lap. Don't worry about it. We're going into the final sector here right now. So this is the first DRS zone. This is where we need to sort of stay behind. We do. This one, we just need to get alongside and have DRS going to the home straight, or make the move now and then punch it. Albon making his car very wide. Into the final corner we go. Daniel Ricciardo looking up the inside. We've told him to deploy his battery. Verstappen wins, but Ricciardo's up the inside of Albon. He gets round into the final corner. It's going to be a sprint. It's going to be a sprint. Here comes Alex Albon. Can Daniel Ricciardo hold him off to hold on to 9th? I think he does. 9th place for Daniel Ricciardo. 2 points on the board for Brawn. Come on. Yes. First points. Lovely stuff. Albon nearly had him there. Whew, what an end to that race. Drama all round in Saudi. So Verstappen wins it up 5 places, but Daniel Ricciardo up 5 places as well. Gets a 9th placed finish. Fernando Alonso picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Aston Martin. A disappointing day for Charles Leclerc, dropping down 5. George Russell, Lance Stroll, Ollie Behrman, Zhou Guanyu Zhou, Ayumi Iwasa and Pierre Gasly all out of the Jeddah Grand Prix. So in the Constructors we do climb up to 6th, which is very nice for us indeed. It's where we need to be at the end of the season. 2 points for us is 1 ahead of Williams, and we are now 9 points off Mercedes. So next up is Daniel Ricciardo's home Grand Prix of Australia, which is very nice for him, isn't it? That'll be very good to go there. Let's look at the damage of Ollie Behrman's car. He is missing a chassis, so he can get a new one of those installed, and then we'll have a quick look about what we need to manufacture. Front wing is definitely going to need some manufacturing, although we have got a design about to be sorted in that one. We are going to need to do some suspension though, so let's just get a couple more bits of suspension. 600 grand, that's double the prize money Daniel Ricciardo just bought in for Brawn, but not too bad. Have we got power? Oh, he's buggered his powertrain as well. Okay, that's not a problem. That can be our practice powertrain and practice engine from now on, so it's not dreadful. He hasn't completely written them off. That is okay. We have a bit of news apparently in here somewhere, which is Drac Crawford, Hajar and Pepe Mate did well in Saudi Arabia in F2. And, oh yes, I've looked at that. That's not a problem. We do have some things coming up though in terms of what's going to be finished. So our suspension is going to be complete before Australia. That's good. Design of the underfloor will be done as well, as will the chassis and the other suspension being completed as well. But we end this episode with Daniel Ricciardo 10th in the Drivers' Championship and Brawn sitting 6th with our first 2 points on the board. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.